Yo, what's up guys? Welcome back to another Grower Garden video. And today, we've actually got a lot more leaks for the brand new fairy update. And when I say a lot, I mean like pretty much the entire way this update is going to function. Since the last video I made, we've gotten way more details, so this one is going to be packed. Now before we really get into it, I just want to say thank you so much for getting me to 1k subs. I can't believe it actually happened this quick. The support has been insane, so I really appreciate you all. Next target, let's see if we can push to 10k as fast as possible, because that would be wild. So thank you guys again, and let's jump straight into this new event. Alright, so yesterday, the fairy event was officially announced for Grower Garden. But here's the thing. At that time, we didn't really know much about it. We had the teaser image and a short description that said we were getting new seeds, new pets, new items, new weather, and some brand new features. And that was it, nothing else concrete, which of course left everyone speculating. Like, is seed trading finally coming, or is it still a no? Now here's the funny part. I added some speculation in my last video based on a fan suggestion, and I think I was actually right, because some of the pets and mechanics we guessed about, they're literally showing up in this fairy event. Shout out to Nuke, because yeah, a few of the ideas he suggested ended up being true. And now, we've got a much clearer answer. Despite Jandal saying on TikTok that seed trading wasn't coming, yeah, it looks like he was just trying to throw us off. Because from everything that's been uncovered, seed trading is almost 100% guaranteed at this point. Whether it drops in this update or the next, it's basically confirmed, and I think they just didn't want that spoiled early. So now, let's actually talk about the fairy event itself. I've got to give a quick shout out to Epta on YouTube and TikTok, because somehow, when it comes to finding early in-game leaks or event details, he's always the fastest. I don't know how he does it, but props to him. And yeah, thanks to him, we've now got a more detailed look at how the fairy event area is actually gonna look. When you first see it, the whole setup feels like it's going to be another Zen style event. You'll have to wait for it to activate every hour, and then during that window you'll be able to collect the new glimmering mutations on your fruits. Now, once you've managed to get some glimmering fruits, you're going to take them right into the center fountain area. That's where the main fairy favors menu is, basically the quest system. And here's the connection. This is something I didn't mention in my last video, but it came out afterward. There's a dev product that lets you skip fairy quests for 59 Robux each. Yeah, this is what that was tied to. That product connects directly to these quests. And the quests themselves. If you've played through the Dino event before, this is going to feel really familiar. You'll see a little quest menu on the right side of your screen with 3 tasks. Finish all 3 and 2 things happen. First, you get to make a wish. Second, you also fill up progress on a bar that has 5 stages total. And that 5th stage, that's where the big prize is going to be. Now, obviously we don't know exactly what that top reward is yet, but I'd be willing to bet it's something huge. Maybe a special blossom, maybe an OP fairy pet, something along those lines. And honestly, it could even end up replacing the bone blossom, because I've seen some videos circulating about that possibility too. And before you think you can just spam Robux and skip straight to the end, yeah, not happening. The quests have a reset timer of about 12 hours, so you're still time gated no matter what. Basically, you can skip individual quests, but you can't just instantly blow through all 5 stages in a single day. Now, let's talk about making wishes, because this part is actually pretty interesting. Whenever you finish quests, you'll get to pick between 3 random rewards. Kind of like the rat connoisseur system. The ones we've seen so far include the glimmering radar, which automatically collects any glimmering fruits in your garden. The fairy targeter, which looks like it'll let you control which plants the mutation fairies go after. And then fairy points, which are a brand new currency. Fairy points haven't been fully revealed yet, but it's almost certain they'll connect to a shop. So yeah, we're probably getting a fairy shop, though no one's leaked what items it'll actually sell yet. Now speaking of those fairies, they're not just a menu thing. They'll actually appear in your garden every hour during the event and mutate your plants directly. And that's where upgrades come in. If you talk to the big central fairy NPC, you'll be able to invest into upgrades like improving the rarity of plants they target, extending how long the fairy event lasts each hour, or increasing how many fairies spawn in your garden. And obviously, the more you upgrade these, the better your odds at... Okay, let's pause there and look at some confirmed rewards that go beyond just quests. Thanks to leaks, we know there's a sparkle crate coming, which is cosmetics plus a sparkle seed pack as well. And of course, the glimmering radar and fairy targeter I mentioned earlier. Honestly, I'm curious to see what kind of cosmetics the sparkle crate is going to have, because the theme fits perfectly with a fairy event. Now on to pets, because this is a big one. 2 new pets have been revealed already. The first one is the Pixie. Every few minutes, the Pixie spreads pixie dust for about 15 seconds, and during that time, any plants within 15 studs basically turbo grow, advancing 30 seconds of growth every single second. Plus, as a funny side effect, players nearby start levitating. So not only is it useful, it's also just hilarious. Now, the actual timer on how often it does this hasn't been finalized, so ignore the placeholder numbers in the leaks. The second pet is the Glimmering Sprite. This one is more straightforward. Every 12 minutes, it flies to a nearby fruit and enchants it, applying the Glimmering mutation. Not bad, but again, not a divine tier pet, which means yes, there's definitely still another bigger, rarer pet on the way. And if you watched my last video, you'll notice the sprite is really similar to one of the pets I showed back then. Alright, now let's move into what I think is probably the most important leak of them all, the new Rebirth system. This might actually be the devs' best shot at fixing the broken economy. Here's how it works. Once you hit a certain shekel amount, you'll have the option to rebirth. Doing so wipes your shekels back to zero, but you'll earn rewards in exchange. Things like shards, lollipops, maybe even some exclusive items. The nice part is, you don't lose your rare seeds or your pets, so grinding back up will be faster each time you rebirth. Now, there is one possible loophole here. Players could technically trade all their shekels onto an alt account before rebirthing, then trade them back afterward. If that works, it completely defeats the point, so I really hope the devs figure out a way to prevent that. But overall, the system itself is a smart addition. Resetting and building up again, while keeping all your progress on rare items, actually sounds pretty fun. And speaking of core changes, here's another one. The Garden Coin Merchant. This new NPC is going to be placed somewhere in the main map, probably around the seed or sell area. With this merchant, you'll be able to spend garden coins to unlock permanent upgrades, more pet storage, more plant storage, more cosmetic space, more garden slots, even more egg capacity. This is honestly huge. Like right now, it's ridiculous how many alt accounts people are forced to use just to store pets. So if we can finally buy extra slots directly, that's a massive quality of life upgrade.
The only downside? The prices in the leak look insanely high. We're talking 1 QA for a single garden coin. If they actually keep it like that, it's going to feel impossible, especially when rebirthing wipes your shekels. So hopefully they rebalance that, because otherwise it will just frustrate players even more. So yeah, that's where we're at right now. The fairy event is shaping up to be another quest-based event, really similar to the prehistoric or Zen style, but with some brand new twists like glimmering mutations, wishes, and upgrades. On top of that, we're getting core systems like rebirths and the Garden Coin Merchant, which could totally change how the game feels long term. And honestly, I'm excited. The updates lately have actually been decent in terms of new mechanics, but the big problem is still how messy things get on launch. Every single update drops with huge bugs, like the infinite golden pet shard glitch, or the Nihon Zaru bug, and they take days to patch. It really feels like they don't have a proper test team, which is wild, considering this game is owned by one of the biggest Roblox studios out there. They definitely have the resources to put in better quality control. I kinda even I do up so. Win dolt, win mantisting many teams, anyone no one. So yeah, I'd say I'm optimistic for this update. If they can get the economy fixes right and finally smooth out the bugs before release, this could be one of the better updates we've had in a while. And remember, tomorrow night, once the full update drops into the game files, we'll start seeing all the new pets, abilities, and items get leaked in detail. If I'm awake when that happens, I'll make another video going over everything immediately. So if you want to stay updated on the best tips, tricks, methods, and leaks for Grow a Garden, or you just want to support the channel, don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks again for the crazy support recently, I appreciate it so much. And with that, I'll see you all in the next one. Peace out.